Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Um, Hopefully the sound is good. It looks like it might be going okay. I was able to pick up a new wireless headset today, so little Missy over here won't be chewing through any more headset cables. I wasn't kind of planning on picking one up. I just went to go grab some dog food for little Missy over here from my local wholesale club. And just wandering around, I looked to my right, and not in the electronics section, but in the toy section, there was a wireless headset for uh, 67% off at $15. I said, what the heck? Let's go for it. This is the same wholesale store that I got my laptop at, my gaming laptop at 2 years ago. So, uh, so far, I hope I'm two for two. Um, Someday I'll upgrade to worthwhile stuff. But that is a life update there. A little bit more of an update about a Maya here in a little while, but let's get into making the video here. So I am still learning. It's kind of weird not having that cable hanging around here either. That's kind of cool. So if you watch the last couple videos, I am actually out in um, NPC Nullsec out in Great Wildlands. If you want to check out the fit for this current ship that I'm in, it's the first anathema I've actually ever flown. I made a very basic fit, pulled up the kill board, kind of looked at a few things, and basically ran out here with. And then in that video, I kind of showed how um, I had a travel fit on the ship, and then I carried along a mobile depot so that I could switch out to an exploration level fit. Um, Over the course of today, I've been flying around a little bit with that exploration level fit in the Great Wildlands here. Am I cloaked up? Yes, I'm cloaked up. I'm good. Okay. Um, Basically, I came in through this way and I started off today right here, planning to just travel around and do some scouting, see what different things were, and do some exploration, maybe some sites. Lo and behold, I kind of keep running into exploration sites, and life outside of Eve has stopped. I've been playing like 30 minutes at a time as the day goes along. But I've been doing fairly well with the exploration side. I fell in a couple of relic sites, a couple of data sites, and then I thought, you know what? Let's be even a little bit more proactive with this and get used to the area, see who's living in the area. So I'm spending a little bit more time in each system, just kind of getting a feel for who's here, who isn't. And so I've only gone through probably 10 systems or so, but I've got great notes so far on each one of them. I also learned something brand new that was not this way back whenever I used to live in the Great Islands, which will make a major change to, it's a major positive to living out here for my style of play. Um, so I'll talk about that here in a second because it's going to go over what I've taken notes on. So in general, you can go on to Dotland or some of the other things and look at different data. I was basically focused on um, keeping track of how often I ran into data sites and relic sites and other sites, and also who lives in the area and any special um, uh, beacons or cosmic anomalies that are different out here. And what I found today in this current system is where I'm about to go to is a wormhole out to um, um, unsecured space or a regular a basic wormhole to wormhole space. And the reason why I'm going to go through it here in a little while is because I've basically filled up my coffers here with stuff. I got to get back out to HiSec to sell to get better stuff. Some of the stuff I am going to keep and build, but a lot of this exploration stuff I will sell off. And I've been able to save up about 60 million ISK worth of stuff, so that's pretty cool. So basically, if I can get this to a um, a selling spot in Lowsec, I basically paid for the ship. But more importantly, I found out a couple things in the area here. And what I've done is each system in a little notepad here, an in-game notepad. Now I could do this on a notepad or some other tracking thing on my regular computer, but I like to do a lot of stuff in-game on notepads because it makes it quicker for me to grab it. If I were to log in from a different computer, I could grab it there. And in general, it's just simpler for me to use rather than dealing between two different screens. I may change that down the road, I don't know. But what I was able to do, and you can see the map here. So if you look here, I started in 7Q, went to SIR, Q2F, Y7 TAC. Then I actually flew down this way into here and flew out that way. In general, what I found out was there are a few people who have set up Athenors out here. And then a couple more Astra houses. And I did run across one free port that's open to everyone as of right now. And that was, let me just pull it up here. Where did I see that map? That was down here in VTAC 2, right here. Now the important, so you can actually dock up here in a player-controlled station. The one thing I'd be careful on that is I did fly over into 16, I think that's 168 TAC 6H, and there were a lot of stations there, and it looked like they were basically controlled by the Pandemic Horde Alliance. At least the Fortizar, there was one Fortizar in all of these that was there. Let's see here, yeah, 168. There was one Fortizar, two Rataros, and three Athenors here, and it was held by that. The rest of the stations here, I just wrote down their corporations that I could do some research on them later on. Looks like they're part of a different alliance that may be aligned with Pandemic Horde. I'm not sure. But they were part of the shoot, what's the name of the Astral Alliance? I think actually I can find out right now. This Astra House is part of them. This is just generally letting you guys know if you need this information. The Astral Guardians, I'm sorry, the Astral Alliance. The Astra House that I'm near right now is by the Astral Guardians, which is a group of that. There's some history to that alliance that you can read up on their actual description that they put out there if you'd like to. They've been around for quite some time, but so I've been able to go through all these. And then I've also been logging what type of sites I have. Now, a lot of these sites are no longer here because I cleared them, but I'm trying to keep an eye out to see how often some of these come up. And if you notice, I'm running into a few number of data, and relic sites here and there. So I'm getting a better hit than I did the last time I flew here. Literally, the last time I flew through Great Wildlands a couple months ago, there was nothing here. I think I went through like 20 systems and ran into like a couple of gas clouds. And that was it. Maybe a wormhole here or there. So yeah, definitely people living out here. Now this is just a small glimpse of this area. The like I said, I've only done about 10 of the systems just in this I call it maybe the spine of the Great Wildlands here, or maybe this is the maybe this is the spine and that's the backbone. You know, I don't know. Just right through the middle here is where I've gone to, and I was basically able to figure that out. I'm going to probably circle back around. Well, no, actually, I'm going to go through that wormhole because I filled up my coffers. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just getting a general lay of the field and who the major players are here. Don't want to ruffle any feathers. Don't want to fly into any areas that are majorly defended. So I want to be ready for that and maybe set up a daily thing. Still cloaked. Good, good, good. The other major big difference here, if you notice it, I'm going to actually delete this off of my different sites. If you notice, every single one of these sites has a desolate asteroid belt beacon. Every single one of them. Turns out I had no clue that was an update. Let me just pull it up here. Happened a couple months ago, and it is a major change for myself because you know how I love to scavenge asteroid belts. And last couple videos I've talked about how there are no asteroid belts, like static asteroid belts in the Great Wildlands. Well, in Curse and in the Great Wildlands, there was an update, and there were reasons for it. And I'm going to pull this up here. And you guys may already know about this, but they added desolate asteroid fields beacons to every single system in Nullsec. So every system in Nullsec. This will act as the same as an asteroid belt does in terms of NPCs spawning in the location. Any NPCs in the system that could show up in the asteroid belts can appear in the desolate. So basically, they dropped one of these. Now, on a world base thing, I wish they would have changed the names for some of them, maybe have different ones. Maybe it's a placeholder for something in the future, but it makes no major difference. I can actually kill NPCs in these sites versus going after the cosmic anomalies, or even more so, going after the ones that are on the gates, which is what I did the last time. And to be very, very careful. So this gives me a little bit of a buffer. I don't want to live by it, but it gives me a spot that if there are NPCs in the area, maybe I can kill those there. So this means it will be possible for the players to raise ADMs in the systems in Nullsec. So that really doesn't matter to me there. This means that players will be able to find the highest... Hey! Stop. No. Highest tier officers and locations in Curse, which is south of me. Get out of there. You got a bowl. You're good. Oh, please tell me you didn't. Okay, I was afraid she chewed up my other headset cord. It was lying down there, but she didn't, so that's good. Okay, so huge difference for me because that actually makes living out here just a little bit more viable. And I can just kill regular NPCs in some of those. Now, I did start checking these, and I would have to say the first 4 or 5 of those that I went to, there were no NPCs there. I was thinking, oh, maybe they never did the update. But the last 5 or 6 that I went to, there were random NPCs there, which tend to be battleships and large ships, which I can get a lot of ore from, and things like that to build things with. So, definite bonus to that. So, what I'd like to do now, since nobody's in system, is show you I'm currently in my exploration fit. I'm going to switch over to my junky travel fit and try to go home. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up my fit here. So this is my exploration fit that I have going on here. I'm going to go ahead and uncloak. I'm going to pull up my inventory, keeping an eye on local, make sure nobody's around. And I can, now, I used to make this mistake all the time. I would right click and then launch for self the mobile depot. You can just drag this out to space and it will drop. Now I have to wait 60 seconds for this sucker to get up and running. Might as well reload my probes. There we go. And while we're waiting for this, I'll move it over here so you guys can see what's going on. I think I can bring this up, put it online. And there it is. It's got 27 seconds, 26 seconds. Oop, we got somebody in system. Now I am in a safe spot doing this, so I just want to make sure. Okay, that's just a shuttle. We're good. Remember, once you drop this mobile depot, it can be seen on D-scan. So this fellow here can actually see this. Like I said, I'm not leaving this out. I'm just using it for its fitting service. So go ahead and D-scan one more time. He's gone, so we're good. So now I'm going to refit this back out to the travel one that I had. Let's see if I can remember how I set up the other day. We can take off the mid slots here. 1, 2. Don't need our cargo scanner anymore. We're not going to be scanning down anything. This is purely to get home. So we're going to throw in the scanning pinpoint ranger in there. That'll help me scan faster. And might as well filter this. There we go. And we're going to take out the micro warp drive and throw on the afterburner. Why do I do that? It probably won't save me, but I talked about this last time with a warp scrambler, if I'm not mistaken, or it's a warp disruptor or warp scrambler. One of them takes out both your micro warp drive and your warp capabilities. So where the other one doesn't. So this will actually maybe give me some speed. There's a slight chance I might be able to get away from somebody. So it's a little bit of a bonus. Let's see here. Got that. Do I need that extra speed? I don't really think so. So let's go low slot. We'll throw on another inertial stabilizer. Just get me turning a little bit faster. And get to warp a little bit faster. We got our cloak. Got that up and running. And that's about it. Now I could bring along something more here. I'm not sure 100% I need those. But the goal now is to jump into this wormhole. We're going to go ahead and pick up our mobile depot. There it is. And we're going to go ahead and jump into this wormhole and try to get home. See if we can find any site. I'm not worried about going to relic sites or data systems. Just looking for wormholes and whether or not I get there. Now, I have not gone in here yet, so I have no idea what's on the other side. Oh, shoot. I am way away from this. So let's bounce. I'm going to bounce off the abandoned mine colony. That is something I need to update on this. Oh, yeah, I did put that on here. Okay. Might as well cloak up, too. Nothing wrong with that. I had set myself 100 kilometers off of the wormhole just in case somebody came through it when I was first looking at it. Ooh, cool. I actually wanted to check that. So you notice here, there's actually... Oh, wait. Why did that... Why did that decloak me? I thought I warped in at 100. Did I warp in at 0? That was dumb of me. So this area here actually has two sites that I can actually... somebody's out here with a core scanner probe. So I need to get in here. He's scanning down this wormhole. I'm just throwing my cloak on right now. Notice these probes are all within... How close were they? They weren't real close. So he was scanning whether or not he's going to go into this wormhole or not. Okay, so planets. We're going to go to... Let's pick one at random. Warp to 100. Launch our probes. Go ahead, cloak up. And now I can see if I can find... I got some sites here. Any D-scans. So I got my core scanner probes that are out here. I think somebody brought up the other day Eve Scout. Maybe I'll do something on them at some point. Really cool group. But if you get stuck in a wormhole, they're out here. I haven't spent as much time on them as I should. They're very, very helpful. I'll talk about that at some point. But our goal right now is to find a wormhole home. So, oh shoot, I did not save the wormhole. I was talking too much. I didn't save the wormhole I came in by. So we may have to come... What I wanted to do was jump out, drop the stuff off, jump back over. Maybe we can do that here. Okay. Don't make videos, they distract you. There we go. I'm going to bump this out to 16. This is a small system. Good. And we'll hit Analyze. And again, I am only focused on other wormholes. I'm trying to find one that gets me all the way back home. So I'm going to be scanning the easiest ones that I can find here. I'm not going to be going by order, because as soon as I find out if it's a wormhole or not, I will move on to the next one. Because you have to have goals. Because even if I found a relic site or a data site, I wouldn't be able to pick the stuff up. That is the only major issue I've found with these. Oop, there's a gas site there. Okay. Ooh, but a wormhole there. Now, is that the one that I just came through? That's the question. We're going to find out. That is the $1,000,000 question. Good. I'll zoom in. Just want a little bit on top there. That'll be the next DNR is the one we're going to go to next. Okay, so while I am warping to this one, we will focus our attention on DNR. So that goes to another wormhole, but DNR is another wormhole here. So I'm not too worried about that one. Alrighty. I'm going to reset this one. And one of these is going to be the one back to Nullsec. There we go. Warp within 100. Okay, let's go back up to Boy here while we're flying over that one. We're just saving ourselves some time. Dangerous unknowns. So still nothing, no Lowsec. All I'm looking for is a Lowsec or a high sec system that I'm going to. Now, if I don't find one, then I'll just go back out to the Great Wildlands. I won't keep going down the rabbit hole, and we'll just go see if we can find another wormhole. Usually, in all the regular unidentified ones, oh, relic site. It's so painful not to do that. Okay. So you. So while I'm doing this, a little bit of an update with the nicest dog on the planet, who's laying below my feet right now. Did a little test with her today. And my best friend, he has a corgi, a 5-year-old corgi with all the energy in the world. I took Amanda out. I'm sorry, Amanda is my old dog. I keep making that mistake. I do miss her a lot. Um, but long story short, I took Maya out to a park to see what would happen if she met another dog. And unfortunately, it didn't go too well. I went out to the middle of a soccer field just to give as much room as possible. Um, she was getting along okay with everybody that was around. We were away from everyone. Before I got Maya, I was told that she had been with some other dogs and had an issue with one of them, and that's why the people that had her had to give her up. It was a bulldog. Um, it was with two other. She was with two other dogs, and she seemed to get along fine with them. She is still only 10 months old, and I'm only just doing filler here for you guys. Okay, we got another gas site here, but it gives me something. She gives me something to talk about. Um, long story short, when my friend showed up, he was well over 100 yards away from us, and his dog is a great dog, super highly strung, especially if it sees other dogs, and just wanted to run over and meet her. And I had her on her trainer leash, and he had her, and Maya had no interest. I have never seen her growl before. I've never seen her upset, and she was not happy to the point where I was a little not. I don't want to say scary for me, but scary for if they had not been um, held together. So, long story short, I learned a lot today about Maya. Um, well, she's doing great with her training. Today, she actually um, did a lot better with the look at me command. She also, boy, I'm not scanning this very well. I'm going to bump this up to 16 to restart. Um, yeah, let's restart this. Um, I was making too many mistakes there. Uh, she was doing really well today with the look at me sit. We actually had our first fetch session, which actually was our second one, but this is the first one. She actually returned the ball to me. Um, and was going great until this. And this was a little bit of a setback. This is not in everything that I've read and been taught is that when you have a dog like Maya who has been in a tough situation, you have to figure out uh, what their ticks are, what catches them. And I'm trying to think of the right trigger, their triggers. This was her trigger. So, and this was not her fault. It is what she was trained to be like. She probably was not socialized very well with other dogs. From what I understand, whoever had her before me was not mean to her, but had her in an apartment, and that's why they had to give her up. So I'm really having this is going to be a pain. This is not going to be a wormhole. I'm spending way too much time on this one site here. Long story short, so now I've got to figure out ways to try to get her socialized because after doing just a little bit of research, you want to. That's a relic site, of course. Um, now they're just throwing relic sites at me. Um, okay, that's not even on one. I'm going too fast. So, long story short, I have to find out ways to get her more socialized, but in a slow pattern. My buddy told me about taking her to the pet store and getting her training there. While I think that's good for her in the future, I don't think it's right for her right now with the amount of fear and anger that she had toward um, the little corgi that was there. So, what I'm thinking about doing is finding a dog park, not taking her to the dog park, but generally trying to go there as much as possible and walk around it where other dogs are near there for a while and see how she reacts outside of the fencing. see how she is with the other dogs, and get her maybe a little, and maybe just do a lot of that for a little while to get a better feel for where she's at, and maybe get her a little bit more comfortable. So the other thing too is the dog that he had was very highly had a lot of energy, was running right at her. Versus if there was an older dog, I could have her near that, and maybe it wouldn't be as fearful for her. So I think that's something. Oop, we got a wormhole. Thank goodness. So I don't have to keep talking here. This is probably right back to my nullsec site. I'm really kind of annoyed that I haven't found one quickly. Hope you guys are. But that is an update on Maya. She's doing really, really well. Um, and she was not afraid of the vacuum cleaner today. She stayed away from it, but was more interested in it. I've never seen. It's the first time I've run the vacuum since I've got her, and she was more interested in watching it than running away from it. So that was interesting. So afraid of a corgi, but not of a um, vacuum cleaner. Okay, so got almost all the sites done here. I got one up here. We'll check that one while we're warping. I apologize. Me talking about my dog probably threw me off my game for scanning. You guys are probably annoyed because this normally scanning these should not take me this long. Show info. Come on, be a Lowsec or an Nullsec. Dangerous unknown. Running out of sites because one of these sites that I am scanning is going to be back to Nullsec. Relic site, gas site. Freaking relic site. I want it. One thing I did notice out in the Great Wildlands was the current um, celebration that's going on, the current event. I did not find any sites out here, so that is kind of big. Because I'm understanding the Nexus, the Yule Chilling Spree has been very profitable, and I haven't done any of it yet. So might want to check that out when I get back to high sec. Um, as far as learning wise, today was an amazing day, both in Eve and outside. I learned positives about the layout in the Great Wildlands. I learned a lot about who lives there. Um, and also finding out about um, the desolate asteroid belts was a game changer. Makes me so much more comfortable about trying to move out here. Now, this also revolves around Curse. I did not realize that Curse didn't have any asteroid belts. So now Curse has a lot more NPC stations, but a lot more activity too. Alright, so this is one more wormhole. Really surprised I have not. There's no static here. Rest of this is relic sites. I got 3 relic sites in here and one more cosmic signature there. Okay. Hi there. You afraid of a corgi? Huh? You afraid of a corgi? I know. I know. It should be up here while I'm talking. But no, I can't get my cord right now. Nope. But you can get to the headphone. There you can. Okay, off you go. Good girl. You're going to be an amazing dog in about 5 years. All right. Let's see here. Good, good, good. Analyze that wormhole. And you interrupted me. I don't know if I went down a level of scanning. I blame this on you. Yep, I didn't do that. All right, let's go check this one. If this one goes back to nullsec, then I'll just head back. I think there's one more site here. I guess there's one more cosmic signature here. So this is either the wormhole to null, something else. Show info. Null security space. So let's check out this one last cosmic anomaly. Watch it be the one I've been looking for this whole time. If it isn't, then what I'll do is I'll go back to nullsec and just drop this stuff off at one of the stations. But you never know. Maybe I'll get lucky with this last one here. I could always fly back here and figure out if these relic sites are worthwhile. I kind of feel like playing with my dog for a little while. Okay. There we go. Doing a lot of research on German Shepherd. She's a German Shepherd Husky mix. Very smart dogs, but do need a lot of attention at the beginning. What did... Come on, really? That's annoying. I do make these mistakes when I'm making these videos because I'm, you know, I complain about this all the time. I'm so much faster when I'm not talking. Okay. Ooh. Hey, this is one more wormhole. We got one more chance. I swore the regular-sized wormholes always have at least one static to low or high sec. So maybe I just got unlucky on scanning all those other ones. So let's go find out. We're going to warp to this within 30. And I'm out of area there, so we'll go ahead and pull our probes in. Oh, there's a Fortizar here. Somebody here's living large. Show info. Unknown parts of space. Okay. Oh, shoot. Do you guys remember which one was the one that that was a wormhole? It wasn't DNR. Was it DZB? Or within 30? Hi. Off you go. Off. It probably does frustrate her that I talk while I'm doing this because normally when it's just her and me in the house, I'm talking to her. And that's it. So I'm trying to get her used to this. Show info. B to nullsec. There it is. So this is going to be going back to nullsec. I'm just going to slowly work my way toward it so I don't get caught by anybody. Now that I see that there's 3 different stations here. Somebody lives here. So I'll go ahead and head back to nullsec. I'll fly over to one of the NPC stations, probably MM or EO2. Try to drop the stuff off, but I'm not going to make you guys watch that. Kind of really surprised there was no other wormhole here. All those went to other wormholes. Wow. It's kind of crazy. We'll do a little bit of research on that. I swear I looked up wormholes before, in the regular basic wormholes always had a static. Now maybe it's a static to either one null or one high or low sec, or maybe, I don't know. I bet you that's it. So, and the one null is to here. Now it could have other ones, but just got a little bit unlucky there. So I'll go drop this stuff off and I'll go play some more. But that's about it. Daily update done for December 19th, 2022. Thank you for watching Flying in Space with Planet Head. And I will talk to you guys later on. Have a great one. Hopefully this mic worked. See ya.